Hi, this is Travis for Sliver Surfer 1, and today what I'm doing is I am putting two legendary lenses head to head. The most legendary is the one that is on the camera that I'm filming with right now. It's the Sony Optical Super Takumar 1.4 50mm 8-element lens versus the 7-element lens variant that came after. So what we're doing today is we're going to compare shots between the two lenses in identical situations. Okay, it's a windy fall day, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of video. This is all going to be just comparison slideshow. So after I'm done doing the comparison of these two lenses, I am going to have a little talk about it when I get back to the Maker Studio. All right?
Okay, we're back in the cozy indoors. Here's my gallery of photos. I've taken a bunch of them, first with the 8-element and then the 7-element variant. So be patient and have a look at all of them. I'll point out any flaws or strong points that I notice, but it's mostly for your observation. All right, so all these photos are in different batches, and in Lightroom I processed them only for tone. They were not individually processed. I chose a user-made preset for only the tone, and that's the only thing I changed. I did not sharpen it at all. I shot them all in RAW at a very flat, neutral setting, as I do with pretty much all my photos. So it might not be your taste for color, or like I said, it's a broad preset that I made for each batch. With no change in sharpness or any other than tone. With the 8-element at 1.4, we see a lot of purple and green fringing, really good contrast, and pretty sharp with a little bit of glow. It has natural looking colors and also quite a lot of fall off, but normal for a vintage lens. The 7-element at f1.4 seems to perform better at this aperture with less fringing, less glow, and less fall off, although it does have more warm tones. Stop down to 1.8 and you see a drastic change for the better in the 8-element Takumar. You can also see an improvement in the 7-element Takumar as well at 1.8. Once you approach 2.2 and 2.8, you can see that the purple fringing and the fall off all but disappear, and you get wonderful photos on both. But I think that the 8-element really starts to shine here because it seems to display a wider spectrum of colors and a 3D poppiness to the contrast and subject separation. At 2.8, the 7-element Super Takumar just seems to fall behind, but just a little bit, because of the tone and contrast issues we saw earlier. Okay, so we're at f4 right now, and both these lenses are tack sharp. The contrast looks excellent on both, and there's really no issues on either one of them. They're both excellent lenses, and it's a matter of what your preference is for shooting. So right now I'm just going to let you enjoy the pictures, and I'll get back to you when there starts to be some issues. Okay, so we're at f9.5 on the 8 element now, and you can see an issue here. There's a purple cast right in the center. Now, I believe that's a reflection from the rear element of the 8 element lens, bouncing off of the sensor and back onto the camera. This lens was never intended to be used on a digital camera, so that wouldn't have been an issue on a film camera or even some other digital cameras. So we're not too worried about it, and it can be easily fixed by using the brush tool and the tint setting. What you want to do is set the tint to a yellowish green and put a brush the same size over top of it, and that should clear it up. At 9.5, the 7 element doesn't appear to have any issues at all, and it would be an excellent lens for landscape and architectural photographs. At f11, the 8 element is very sharp, but it still has the purple dot. At f11, the 7 element performs well as it does for now on. Wow, look at all that light fall off I was talking about earlier. Don't worry, it's gone by f4. You can choose to lose it or keep it using Lightroom tools. It's a little accentuated in these pictures because of my tone settings, so straight out of the camera it's not so bad. As a little tip, a little side tip, if you're looking for the bluest skies in your pictures, the best thing to do is point your camera away from the equator. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, point it north, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, point it south. This photo is pointed to the north. As with all screw mount Asahi optical lenses, these lenses both are of the utmost build quality. You can't beat a Takumar for build quality. Alright, so here are some samples of flare. The 8 element does have flare, but it's a very pretty flare, and the 7 element doesn't really seem to flare easily. Alright, I've said all that I need to say. I'm going to shut up now and let you enjoy the rest of the photos. Okay, thank you so much for watching the entire video. I have come to conclusion. I think most of you will conclude as well that the 8 element is a special lens. Just the pop and it, even though it has flare, the flare is beautiful. The color pop, the image separation, the sharpness. It's a beautiful lens. A lot of lenses nowadays, I think they're too perfect, and this is the reason why I collect older lenses, because they have a lot of character, and you can shoot them in perfect conditions and get the qualities of a perfect lens nowadays. But you can also take these lenses, and if you use them enough, you can learn how to get special characteristics out of them, and how to get a mood. The lens basically has a mood. It's got a temperament, and I think that the 8 element has like a really cool temperament. It's just, it can pop, it can have a tantrum if you use it the wrong way. It's just, yeah, it's a great lens, and I'm going to be using it more. This is actually the first I've used this lens before. I just recently picked it up, so and the 7 element isn't bad, but if I were you, I wouldn't get the 7 element unless it was the coated one, the super multi-coated. The Super Takumar, it falls a little bit flat on the color rendition department. So yeah, that's my takeaway from this. It is a special lens. I want to tell you about a very emotional, extraordinary thing that happened to me on this shoot. The trail I was on, it was a very secluded trail. I didn't see anybody on this trail walking along the river. When I was done shooting, I decided to walk back. And when I was walking back, I came across a man with his dog, and this was a very old dog. They were walking very slow. I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" He said, "Good." I said, "What a nice looking doggy." And he said, "Yeah, it's her last walk." He had just come from the vet and told me that it was her last walk. She was going to be put down, so he decided to take this lovely dog on a walk into this lovely trail that he used to take the dog on. So it really tugged at my heartstrings, and I'm like, that's very nice of you to do, and very sad at the same time. And as I was walking away, I turned around and I took this picture here of the dog and him walking down the trail, and I thought, oh, that's a lovely scene. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, this is the last time he'll be with his dog. And I ran towards him, and I'm like, "Hey, would you like a portrait of your dog? I'll give you my email and just send it to you, no charge, because it's just your dog, and it just seems right." So I did. I took the picture with this Super Takumar 8 element 51.4 that was on my camera, and I think they turned out, and I sent them to him and through email, and it really made his day, and it also made my day. I felt so good for doing it. So thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing to my videos. If you want to see more of these videos, please like them, and it'll encourage me to do more of them. And if you have any criticism or want to comment down below, that's fine. I like your comments. I will reply to all of them. Have a nice day. Bye.